Oh, hi. Sorry I'm late. Had to wait on a drive-thru. I had to wait a whole 5 minutes. I mean, fast food workers are overworked and underpaid, so I'm not really going to raise much of a stink about it. How are you? I don't know how long it's been sitting here. Welcome back to Red Flag. I'm your host, Thomas L. Townsend. Normally we jump right into things, discussing the most recent events in this hellish present that we're in, but relax. There will be plenty of time for that once we're eating canned dog food and hopefully not each other. However, this is a very brief special episode. You know, like the ones in the 1980s that warned us against the dangers of devil's lettuce.
The most frightening part of this experiment is that it is not an experiment. It's what slowly happens to you when you keep smoking pot. No one has to alter your brain. You've already volunteered to do it to yourself.
I mean, compare that to now, when even the whitest of soccer moms are doing yoga with goats or whatever. Needless to say, times have changed. Aside from that, I wish to talk about art. The thing that government keeps insisting that we don't need, which is a sign of fascism.
They suppressed all dissent within Germany, making it a crime to criticize the regime. The newly established Ministry of Propaganda and Enlightenment set up various chambers to control specific aspects of German culture, such as art, literature, theater, film, music, virtually all forms of entertainment and all forms of dissemination of news.
Now, a brief description of fascism. It's a form of far-right authoritarian ultranationalism. That's the literal definition. Not much room for nuance there. That is, unless you don't understand how words work. Hey, did you know that Antifa are the real terrorists? That's where our president stands against Antifa. He's anti-Antifa, which is... It's just fine. It's fine. The reason I bring this up is because fascism is prevalent in many, many forms of art. We see it in Star Wars. It's in the Hunger Games, so I've been told. And even in the Rugrats, the playpen is a symbol of the prison industrial complex. The problem with fascists in art being portrayed as villainous is that it seems to piss fascists off, like, a lot, but not in like a self-reflection kind of way. No. It's always, how dare you, sir? Don't insert politics into stuff I like, as made evident by this guy who never read a single lyric from Rage Against the Machine. I suppose in his universe, the band is called, But What If We Hear the Machine Out?
Yeah, I'll do what you tell me!
Truth of the matter is, art has always been political. That's kind of the point. Sort of a counterculture sort of thing. Of course, it's usually left-leaning as well. It seems kind of biased, but the point is so many people miss the point and try to appropriate it as their own. A prime example of this is the Red Pill movement. It's sort of an alt-right thing, stating that men no longer have rights in this lib-cuck utopia, if you're not familiar with it. And if you're not, what's it like in your world? Did Bernie Sanders win? Did Chris Matthews get executed like we promised? Of course, men not having rights is true unless you count rulings on reproductive rights, getting away with sexual assault, having an abundant representation in government, overall benefiting from a patriarchal society, but other than that, no rights whatsoever. The irony of such is that the concept of red pill was first coined by transgender sisters Lily and Lana Wachowski. It's a binary choice between choosing to stay in a fantasy world, never knowing the truth, or waking up. They don't like what it's appropriated into. That's a good tweet. This is not an isolated incident, though. Conservatives absolutely lost their f***ing minds at the new Captain America Sam Wilson beating up racists. It's the stuff. Many are also not happy with Chris Evans and the way he tweets in social justice form. He played Cap in the MCU, which is known as pretty much the only good MCU movies. I know, comment section, I'll meet you there for a fight. But I gotta say, do they really think that Steve Rogers would side with Trump and the alt-right? Think about it.
Hey Cap, huge fan. Man, I miss that old American spirit, you know, before all these soy boys came around sipping their lattes. Soy boy! Yeah. Man, you must be disappointed after 7 years on ice, you know. Come out, all these homos marching around. With their rainbows.
Kid, I'm gonna stop you right there. You're right. I'm not proud of what we've become, and it's not the reason you think. We slept in foxholes, and the only thing keeping us warm were the thoughts of Hedy Lamarr and occasionally the men in our platoon. Don't ask. These homos you speak of were damn fine men. They laid down their lives for me, and I would return the favor any day. We did it so we could be without fascists, and here you come walking in with enough fascist propaganda to make Joseph Goebbels blush. So, before I sock you right in the noggin, take that hat off and go apologize to those soy boys over there.
Wow. Never thought about it like that before. I guess all lives do matter, right?
Okay. Our lawyers would like to inform you that no red hats were harmed in the making of this episode. Thank you. Our lawyer has also asked us to clarify that they are not in fact a lawyer, but pursuing a degree in business and music litigation, to which I say close enough, buddy, and your parents are still proud of you. Fascists also like to quote George Orwell. A lot. I mean, an awful lot. He's the granddaddy of dystopian fiction in books. They quote it to justify how socialism is just bad, you guys, okay? Not understanding that Orwell himself was clearly a democratic socialist that made 1984 as an allegory against totalitarianism. There's that word. That word sounds familiar, right? God damn it. Just read the fucking book. Doesn't stop there. Full Metal Jacket. You all remember that movie? Yeah? At least half of it? Like, I know it's not as popular of Kubrick movies as Guy Drinks Milk and Commits Heinous War Crimes or Is Siri's Father Here to Kill Us? If you've seen the film, then I want you to remember how it ended. Can you? If not, that's okay, because neither could half the guys in my basic training platoon. In this New York Times Magazine article, Anthony Swafford, former Marine known for his memoirs that inspired the movie Jarhead, one of the most accurate military films, and it's a standalone... Hey! Get out of here! Jarhead 2 and 3. Anyways, according to Swafford, this film was instrumental in seducing his generation to go to war. That's a weird way to put it. Do we have a clip?
Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and my sister.
Kinky. The irony of it is, this film was intended to be the exact opposite of propaganda, as Kubrick himself couldn't even get permission from the Marines to film at Paris Island. See, it's akin to the Call of Duty effect. Oh, I looked it up on Urban Dictionary. That's not the same thing. But Call of Duty is an extremely popular video game series that recruiters have actually used in the past to help convince kids to join. Now, I'm absolutely not saying that video games have a correlation to violence, because that is damned ridiculous, Joe Lieberman. However, it gives a false sense of what it's like actually being in the military. And speaking of video game... Wait. Oh, shit. Friendly. So yeah, in 2017, Wolfenstein released a new video game about literally killing Nazis. That's the premise of the game. Caused backlash online in this trailer.
Not monsters. Men.
America? I guess they don't have the fighting spirit no more.
I don't know why that's so controversial. Do you actually want Nazis in America? So yeah, the big question is, why does this happen? Why do fascists miss the point of art that was specifically calling them out? Well, believe it or not, there's a psychological explanation for it. The fact is, fascists don't actually see themselves as bad guys or inherently evil. They believe that they themselves are victims of a war against their way of life, even though their way of life sucks. America has always been sort of fascy in our own right, and our problems certainly didn't start with this chuckle But his rallies had one thing in common. It's us versus them.
I have joined the political arena so that the powerful can no longer beat up on people who cannot defend themselves.
It allows those people looking for an identity to claim victimhood without actually admitting weakness. You see, another fascist tactic is also that the enemy is simultaneously inept and dangerous at the same time. People look back on Vietnam and make fun of the Viet Cong, but the truth is we got our asses handed to us on a silver platter. They also view Antifa as this weak soy boy cucks.
Is soy food consumption turning men into pussies and making them more likely to...
Take your dick away! Now, what's the best way to combat fascism? Well, there's really no simple answer to that because it's still here. However, if we are to cling to this idea of democracy that we have, we shouldn't change our art. But there's no reason to try and compromise because fascists do not believe in that sort of thing. So having a clear progressive agenda going forward would help. Yep. Huh. I see. Well, I've just been informed that fascists only believe in one language, and that is violence. Fight me, you cowards! Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and consider donating to our Patreon. Huge thank you to our patrons already. A couple things. Black Lives Matter, always, and wear a mask!